speaker. Increase volume to hear other participants. I don't think that's an issue because there you go.
All right.
All right.
So
So
I'm gonna hang up on the on the home phone.
yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Whoa.
So can you hear me?
I gotta make sure my can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Okay.
1 second.
My volume's all the way up. Am I on mute for you?
Huh. 1 second. I gotta change speakers here. All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Good. I got echo.
All right. So here's the switch. When I just press that, it turned this on. If I press it again, it goes off. So like switch is working, but when I put it back into the housing.
Yeah, do me a favor. Show me inside there first with a light flashlight, because it's dark inside. The phone light doesn't work at the same time as the phone. Yeah, and there's no. Hold it still for a second here. What metal were you talking about?
I'm not sure. I felt like there was something in there.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think this is the model that has it. Let me see the top of the switch.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's not going to be a. That's not that switch normally doesn't click. The one that clicks is a big square one. That one usually just.
Which one?
It's a big square one. It's not the one that's on this dishwasher. It's an older style. This one actually just puts power to the board. It's a momentary, basically. And letting go of it, it's already out when you let go of it. It's almost like a touch panel in a way. It doesn't move in and out really. It feels like it does a little bit, but it makes contact. And so underneath the tabs there to make it hold.
Yeah, give me a second.
Doesn't it slide underneath one and then clip in on the other side?
So it looks like that tab's broken.
Yeah, is it part of the switch or is it part of the housing?
It's the housing.
Ah, crap. Okay, so, you're a structural engineer, so is it in your hand, the switch? No, you have flashlight in your hand, okay. The switch is already up in there. So how easy is it to pull down on the switch? It's just the whole thing comes out if you pull down on it?
Yeah, you got to slide it over. So when it's slid in place and I just pressed it, it seemed to work.
Yeah. Yeah, it's operational because it's a momentary switch. So there's nothing wrong with the switch. It's just a matter of getting it to stay back in there. And there's a problem is that people push on stuff too hard. And especially if somebody's cleaning the display panel there, which they're going to do, they're going to end up pushing that back in. So how thick is the plastic on the housing?
It's not bad.
Where the tab is there any way of putting a screw in there?
Oh,
It's gonna be a really,
to hold it in place?
yeah, it's gonna be a really, really, really short screw because you go up through the top panel if it's. There's the tab on the other
Are you
side.
saying put it through this?
Well,
I mean, I'm definitely not going to do it from the front.
no.
Then I'm definitely ending up divorced. But if
Sure.
I did it through this tab, I think I could put it into that housing.
Okay, but
Is that not going to screw up the switch?
I wish my cursor would show you. No, yeah, you don't want to go through the switch. Okay, go back down.
What if I did like, I know it's super temporary, but what if I did like a black electrical tape tying this back to here?
It won't hold it because you got moisture. You got moisture
Okay.
from the dishwasher, the vent. Go underneath there with the light again. Just try to hold still for a second. Okay, on my side, the camera side, there's a tab. I wish you could see my cursor. There's a tab right here on my side, the camera side. Is that the tab it slides under right here that I'm looking at? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it slides under there. What's on the other side? That's
it feels like it slides into a groove.
Yeah.
Was that?
The tab side is good right there on the camera side. That won't pull down, right? Because that slide, that groove holds it in place. It won't.
Correct.
Pull down. It has to move to the. So you're right. Looking at the panel, it has to move to the right or to the left. Looking at the panel.
To the left to get out.
Oh, it has to move towards the camera to pull out?
Correct.
Okay, then it's the opposite of what I'm looking at. I thought this was the slide that it went under right here, facing the camera.
If I slid it toward the camera, it would come out.
Move it, okay, so move it really slow so I can see which way you're moving it and pull it out.
All right, let me see if I can get the...
You don't need the camera, or the light. You don't need the light. Okay, so you're moving it towards yourself. It actually slides in on the other side where your fingers are, not your thumb.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, when it's locked in place, it's by my fingers away from my thumb.
And on that side, it can't pull down. Because
Correct.
It's underneath the, okay. So on this side that we're looking at by the camera, you need to put something on there. It's basically, and it can be permanent. You don't want to have to buy you don't need to do that. You don't need to buy a whole new frame. What you need to do is you need to fix that in place where there's a black plastic there, and then the white plastic goes up against it, facing the camera here. So what you need to do is take a piece of plastic, a flat piece of plastic that'll go over the white and screw it
across the black.
And screw into the black panel, and it'll hold the white part up against the panel by screwing it in with a really small screw into that black plastic. And that's permanent. But you don't have to buy that whole thing. You're gonna have to take they're not fun to get those out either.
Yeah. Okay.
You can end up.
All right, I'll figure that out.
See all those tabs across there for the other switches?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a pain in the butt to get apart, and they usually break.
Yeah, well, that's what I think I did.
Yeah, you're just going to end up with even more of a mess if you try to. So I would, can you show the camera from bottom up more instead of from the side? I'm trying to see exactly what's there to get into. Because this is what I do. Okay, now light, if you can try to get light in there. Or you see this plastic that has a little square hole in it to the left of the white switch?
Yeah. Put something through there to pin it.
Through there and underneath and up to the other side of the switch and back.
Yeah, that's probably my best bet. Because I mean,
even if it was like wire that you could get tight, it wouldn't even have to be a screw. But somehow you need to fix this in place on this side so that it won't come down. The other thing you can do is that it will be secondary. It won't be the whole fix. something, a flat piece of metal or plastic or whatever that you can get fixed into the place there will hold that in place. Remember that she's going to be wiping over that and pushing on it with a rag to clean it. So you don't want it to push back through. That's going to happen if you don't get it fixed in place.
Yeah.
But the other thing you can do is if you go to an auto parts store, you can get it's a plastic, it's for the emblems on a car.
The gauges?
It's for the emblems on
the
cars.
spacers?
Emblems. It's a plastic glue, and it is unbelievable, but you can't get it anywhere else. But it's to keep the side strips and everything on the cars, and it just water and everything because it's made for the car and it's really strong stuff. And I would put a bunch of that in there and let it dry, but also put, that's secondary, also put a piece of something across there to get that to stay so it won't move. Or just make sure it can't move this direction, because then if it moves this direction, if it doesn't move this direction, it won't.
I'm thinking I could put a screw in here and just to hold it in place for now.
Yeah, just make sure it's small enough. And I actually, if you could, plastic cracks really quick when you put a screw in. Okay, so a really tiny bit, smaller than a screw. And when you go to the screw, turn it in a little bit and go back out. Turn it back out. Each time you're going to go a little farther, but you're making threads. If you try to make all the threads by just turning, you're going to crack the plastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so just do it a little bit and then back it up. A little bit more, back it up. A little bit more, and then it'll finally start turning. But I would put a pilot hole in with a really small bit first, just to give you the hole. Otherwise, you crack the whole piece.
Okay.
But then you don't have to buy anything. And you're not going to mess with everything else and start breaking other tabs. These tabs break they break too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I try to avoid that if at all possible. But
thanks for helping me figure this out.
Yeah, no problem. I knew right off the bat it wasn't the switch.
Yeah.
I just know from years and years of experience. When you said what you said, it was backwards. It was like, no, that's not right.
Yeah.
So you'll get it. Just think about patching up a bridge.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you need anything else, let me know.
Sounds good. Thanks so much for your time. Have a good weekend.
All right, you too. Take care.
All right.
Thanks.
See ya.